So for this gun to operate, the hammer has to be pulled back to unload it, all kinds of stuff. So 2 clicks, open the loading gate, and I'll remove the rounds here. As you can see, guy's empty, right? So this is a single action revolver. This is a 22 Magnum, or 22, not the same. This has a safety. The one he had didn't have a safety on it. For a single action revolver to work, the hammer has to be back to be able to shoot the gun. You have to pull the trigger. Unless he pulled it back and it didn't engage that first click and the hammer went flying forward, striking it when he didn't mean to. Or the hammer was already back and he pulled it out, and the little catch in there, for some reason when he magically pointed it at her, the hammer went flying forward and shot at her. And then secondly, usually there's no gap. If it's sitting on a cylinder right here that has a round in it, these older style ones without a safety like this, if it's sitting on top of the round and you smack the back of this hammer hard enough, it'll fire the gun. There's only a couple ways this gun can fire. Your finger's on the trigger, you pull the hammer back, and you let it slip forward without cocking it so it stays. There's a malfunction in the gun where the trigger catches don't work, these clicks, and the hammer goes flying forward and hits the person, obviously shooting them. And then another couple things here is he had a real gun with real bullets in it. So even if it was a negligent discharge, there was an accident, he still had a real gun with real bullets on a movie set. This is a very simple old style gun. The hammer has to be pulled back for this thing to fire a round. Or this has to be up against the round, and this is hit super hard, it can make the gun go off. Or he was pulling back the hammer, there was something wrong with the trigger mechanism to where the hammer didn't catch like it was supposed to, so instead of when he pulled it back it staying back, it flew forward, and he had the gun pointed at the woman when he was doing all this. Or the hammer was already pulled back and there was a malfunction. Regardless of the fact, he pointed a real loaded weapon with real bullets in it with the hammer back. That's why it fired and shot the lady. There's no arguing that. Lawyers can get fancy with all the things they want to say and everything else. This gun will not fire unless this hammer is pulled back or someone strikes this hammer hard enough to fire around into the end of it. And a gun won't kill anybody it's not pointed at. Remember that. Anyways, questions, comments, go ahead and leave them. I don't hate Alec Baldwin. I'm just saying, he accidentally shot that lady. It's not, guns just don't go off. One more thing with this gun I didn't show. If the hammer's forward, nothing can happen. Like I said, you can see it's empty again. I can show you empty chamber here. Just so you can see it down in there? Nothing, okay? I'm not going to rotate the entire cylinder. They're laying right here. It's only got 6 shots. You can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Anyways, it's not going to shoot. This is a single action. A double action revolver, when you pull this trigger, the hammer will come back and then fly forward again once you pull it far enough. Single action won't. You have to cock it all the way back for it to fire, period. Not a little bit, not part of the way, all the way.